For years, he was an informant spilling the secrets of the Chicago mob to the FBI. The story of Red Wemette.
I was told by some people at the time they put out $1 million contract on my head.
Welcome, one and all. Today is January 17th, 2024. And half of us are freezing. The other half are still freezing. Some of us are just cold. And we have Adam Flowers with us.
I'm the one who's just a little cold. Not freezing in Vegas. It's cold, but it's not freezing. So, how's it going, Red?
It's going good. There's a man that made a comment here. Sean, and I want to address it for a reason. Here it is.
Hey, Red, I thought it was the law that Marines aren't allowed to love anything but the Corps and war.
I typed in, I love you guys. Big mistake.
Okay.
But I have a story to tell you, and it's not about the outfit. It's about the Marine Corps. And I don't tell many stories about the Marine Corps. I was on a radio, and I was talking in.
Hi, Mom.
We all said hi to her.
I know. I see that. Everybody's saying hi to my mom. Mom's watching. She got her knee replaced, and she's doing so well. It's amazing. She's up walking around. I mean, it's incredible. It's like she didn't even have surgery. It's kind of crazy.
I'm so happy for you. Yeah. I really
am. Cold in Vegas is 78 degrees with some wind. No kidding, man. That's what cold is. If it gets down to 60, man, I'm like shivering. I got to go to Good Springs. It is cold as hell out there too, and I got to bundle up.
You don't have to tell me. I froze to death out there.
Tracy Gamwell said, "I'm cold too." Yeah, that's right. You did. You froze your ass.
Oh, you're in England.
When were you in here? Like it was February, maybe.
She's in England.
Oh no, Tracy's in England. Yeah. Hey Tracy, hello, all the way from across the pond.
Howdy.
Yeah, it was a little exactly, Robert. It was a little nipply out. So
boy, are you mild.
Says the guy who ran the smut shop.
Oh, where?
Oh, where? What are you talking to me? You talking to me?
I know who you're talking about.
Look at that. Tracy, Sean, Tommy Bridges. Everybody's saying hi to my mom. You know, that's nothing wrong with that. Hey, Scott H. I had a great time with you last week. Scott, it was awesome having you out here. Thanks again for dinner, buddy. He got the unicorn burger over at the Pub 365 at the Tuscany, which is a special burger. Big
Unicorns
burger.
Are rare.
They are. That was a rare burger. So the Kraut, he got a new knee 2 years ago. Heal well. Thanks. He's talking to my mom. She said thank you too. So
14 degrees of separation in Chicago.
Tim Peroni. So what's the reason the outfit put a hit out on Frank Collada?
I don't think they did.
I thought
that Tony did, but just Tony.
Okay. So, yeah. Your thumbnail says that you're going to give the real history of the Chicago mob.
Yes, it does.
So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to get into that. If you guys are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You want to hear about the Chicago outfit, you want to go to Red.
After we get through it, when we get through the weather report here throughout the country.
Gorgeous Spiropolis. The guy complaining about 50-degree weather in Vegas. Meanwhile, we just survived -12 in Chicago. -12, dude. You know what's fun to do in Vegas? I mean, in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
I don't either. So it's not when it's that cold.
Well, there'll be a record number of kids being born.
Oh, yeah. You know,
today.
that's why there's so many births in August, September, October. That's like the biggest birthing month because everybody's huddled up in their houses with nothing to do. And,
You find something to do.
make a baby. Why not?
Why not? Anyway, I want to.
Fire hydrant.
Pardon?
It's so cold in Wisconsin. I passed the fire hydrant with a dog froze to it. You hooked on by an icicle? Is that what you're?
Trout. That's good. I love
It's
it.
funny.
Really, you're the greatest.
Scott H had a hip replacement a while back. It changed my life. Yeah, I'm hoping that my mom's her not having that pain of the no cartilage and bone against bone is no good. What Jim Magnifici? What the hell is he talking about? My dad and his buddy had to run around the mess tent, flapping their arms, saying, "I'm a shitbird," after making
He's talking about the Marine Corps. He's talking about that's the story I was starting to tell you.
Okay.
He was saying you can't say, I love you guys. You can't love anything but the Corps and war. That's it.
Okay.
Well, there's another little known fact. I was on radio. Somebody put me on the radio to check in, and I was on the radio checking in, and I got a hold of a master sergeant that he called me, and we started talking, and he was from Chicago. And you don't run across a lot of people from your hometown. But we started talking about different things. I lost all my military composure. At the very end of the call, I said, bye-bye.
Oh, no.
He called me back and said, bye-bye. I can't beat you.
All right, bye-bye.
Story. Jim, that's a true story.
Wow. Okay.
So the real story of the Chicago outfit starts way back when. Starts way back with Johnny Torrio. When the Black Hands they got rid of the Black Hands. But then I don't know that much about that part. That's something that I would read, but I can tell you about the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and 90s, and Family Secrets. I could tell you anything about that. So, which one would you want to hear about?
Why? No
answer. Okay, show's over.
Hold on. We're gonna see because I'm getting behind in the comments. Gotta keep your pipes warm, Adam. LOL. Gotta keep your pipes warm. Okay. I what does that mean?
I don't know. I didn't know you played the pipes anymore. I thought she was talking about bagpipes. I could see you with bagpipes.
What? Get out of here. Me with bagpipes? Isn't that a Scottish thing?
Oh, yeah.
Irish thing?
Irish, Scottish, whatever.
Yeah, right? I always thought that's what that was. We had a state trooper who lived down the street from me when I was a kid, and he had a station wagon. He was for some reason he had a station wagon, old station wagon that said state police on it. I remember that, but it was on Sundays. This dude would go out in his backyard and he would play his bagpipes, man, and the whole neighborhood could hear it. The bagpipes going. It's like, oh, he's off work today, playing and practicing his bag because he would go downtown in the parades and whatnot, and be one of the bagpipe players when they came by. So I kind of like the way bagpipes sound.
I do too.
I mean, there's nothing really wrong with the bagpipes.
I used to, when I go to a police officer's or a fireman's funeral, they always played the bagpipes.
Bagpipes, LOL. Sorry, I was being cheeky. Now, cheeky, when you say in England, cheeky means
tongue in cheek, making a joke.
So making a joke. But gotta keep your pipes warm. What the hell did I say? See, I'm lost. I'm completely lost. So, who knows? But you know what? Putting the crime tour together in Vegas, you know what I found out last night? There's Our Lady of Las Vegas church here, Catholic church, and not too long ago, we're talking 20 years ago, one of the priests, there was a volunteer there at the church. She was an ex-showgirl cabaret singer. And the priest hit her in the back of the head with a bottle of wine. Okay. And then
I'm sure it was an empty bottle of wine he was drinking.
And then tried to rape her. Okay. And she got away. He went out on a lamb. I think he got caught. But isn't that so? It's so unusual because usually they go after the little boys. All right, I think I'm going to use it. I think I'm going to use it on the crime tour. That's a great joke. It's a true story, but it's a funny joke. Oh, God. I couldn't believe it when I heard that. And then I went, comedy's just built right into this. I mean, you couldn't make that shit up. You just couldn't. You go,
Bobby Bacon notice says here.
Our Lady of Perpetual Motion. Oh, there we go. Now she explained it. They walk past a dog peeing on the hydrant and frozen. You got to keep your pipes warm. I get it now. Okay. Oh my gosh. My mom said that the bagpipe player that lived down the street from us, his side job was painting, and he used to paint the apartment building that we had before they rented him. He'd go in and repaint. That's right. He did paint. I forgot about that, Mom. Thank you.
Kissy Cat comes in there.
Our priest got his throat slit by a male prostitute in 1983. Oh my! No! That's not. Oh,
that's retribution.
Yeah. Holy cripes! Yeah, that's exactly what that has got to be. I mean, come on, Don Cheech. Uh-oh, Mama's listening. No, it's all right. Mom knows that I get a little dirty sometimes in the show. It's okay.
Mom's seen Adam when he's had a few drinks.
Mom, come on. It's Mom. Really? So Tony Johnson, I suppose that's better than diddling little boys. That's what I mean. It's so out of character for a priest to go after a woman. I mean, it's sorry. God, that's so funny because my buddy just sent me something about how the Protestants and Lutherans, how they broke away from the church and what they did. And took a wife, right?
It was Martin Luther.
And then, and the other one.
The other one was Church of England. That was over a woman, too. That was.
Henry, exactly. King Henry. You knew this? I didn't know that. I had no idea. There was always.
I spent a lot of time in church.
See, I think that nothing against Catholics, but Catholicism, your priest has to just go, oh, I don't. It's not even okay. Because one thing,
you have to take a vow of celibacy, and then you can sin.
It's not natural. It's not natural. That's the thing. That's not natural. That's not. Our biology isn't even made up like that. So to go against your biology is going to screw your brain up, I would think.
That's what the King of England said, because before, I believe it was William the Conqueror that conquered Brittany.
Okay.
And when he did, not the girl, the country, and when he did, the priests were allowed to fight, and they had wives, and they had everything. All of a sudden, bang, in Rome, no more. That's it. No more wives, no more children. This is it. You marry the church only. That's the way it was.
Oh. Yeah. So Tracy said, Red, how's my baby girl doing? Tell her auntie love her. Duchess? She's talking about Duchess, isn't she?
Yes.
I just saw Duchess back. She was back there eating or drinking, one of the two.
Just laying down behind me.
Doing good. Good. I don't hear her crying today.
No.
No. Did I speak too soon?
No.
The Catholics wouldn't give Henry the Eighth a divorce. Oh,
he's not the only one they wouldn't give a divorce. They wouldn't give Henry II a divorce either. Although he got 3 of them. He bought him a chest of gold each time.
Oh, Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She had 7 kids, but all were named Henry. Henry VIII, I am.
I think he had 5 wives.
Something like that's how that goes. Our neighbor
is married to Anne Boleyn, I believe.
Our neighbor got out of Vietnam. Jehovah's Witnesses didn't have to join military. Oh, really? If you're a Jehovah's Witness, you didn't have to. You could say, hey, I'm Jehovah's Witness and I'm done.
There were some Mormons that didn't get drafted either.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know that Red Fox ate a bar of soap to make his heart palpitate during his physical so that they wouldn't let him in?
No,
Did you ever hear that? Yeah, Red Fox ate a bar of soap so that his heart would palpitate.
no, you got me on this now.
No, you've never heard this, right?
No, I
I researched Red Fox. That's why I know
I've
this.
seen some people do some weird things to get out of the draft. When
I-
I went down to be inducted at 17 years of age when I joined, there are a bunch of these guys here that were 18 and 19 years old, and some of them were in women's panties.
Oh my God! So that they could get out of the draft, they go, "Oh, this guy's a little."
Yep. So,
Ah.
so we had a first sergeant down there who was really clever. Really clever. He said, "You guys come out here. I want you to kiss one another."
Oh,
All of a sudden, they got back in line and got their clothes on.
a smart instructor there.
Oh, yeah.
So priests could marry at one time. At one time, priests were allowed to marry, and then they changed that, huh?
Yes. Originally, they could.
Really? I didn't know that. I always thought that was
No.
Pope can't be married, bishops, priests, nobody could get married. There's just a bunch of guys in gowns running around. Well, that's what they got on, the garb, the I don't know what it's called, but they're gowns, right? They with the thing goes over their around their neck, that hangs down. I don't know what the names of that is. I know that the nuns wear habits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they wear a cloak, too.
Yeah. So, I don't know what they call that, though. Wow, Red Fox, Ron Roos, the only way Red Fox could come clean. That is probably true.
I agree.
Putting the soap in his mouth was probably a good thing. That guy, he was so filthy. He said once, there's these two girls going down to the pier to meet the sailor who's just getting back from his duty. And she's walking down the pier and she sees her man with a big bunch of flowers in his hand. And she looked at her girlfriend and said, "Oh my God, I'm going to have to keep my legs up in the air for 2 weeks now." And her friend said to her, "Why don't you just get a vase?" That's lightweight shit right there from Red Fox. That's really light stuff. So Judas Priest, a religious band? I don't think so, Sean.
I don't think so. Sean Noldy says it's called a frock.
It's a frock. There, that's the name. It's a frock. Thank you.
Therefore, hence, they can't defrock or kick out a priest. Or they can defrock. Excuse me.
Priest, huh?
They defrock them. They take their skirt away.
Jim Magnifici. So that's where Fred Sanford says, "Elizabeth, it's the big one. I'm coming to meet you." Exactly. Do you know that after Sanford and Son, Red's house and all the FBI, the IRS rather, raiding his place and taking all of his things?
Then he did have their big one.
Yeah, he was on set doing a show called The Royal Family, and the working title of that show was called Chest Pains. That was the working title, and I don't know if he was going to have chest pains like he did on Sanford and Son in this show. Probably, because that was a thing. And anyway, while they were filming, Red grabbed his chest and fell down. And everybody, including Della Reese, who played opposite him in Harlem Nights,
Yeah.
they all started laughing. And they all stood there and laughed and watched Red have a massive heart attack. He was rushed to Cedars-Sinai and was pronounced dead. But talk about crying wolf. That's the ultimate crying wolf story right there. I mean, and it wasn't intentional, I mean, coincidental, I guess. So, John McKelvey thanks a frock of croc.
A crock. A crock of, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for a frock of cock. Of croc. Did I say cock? I meant croc. Sorry.
Adam, there you're
I know. Mom's watching. My just tongue got tied. What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Oh.
Frankie
All right.
Brady, that butcher boy.
I had that one coming. So it was Joey Lombardo that told Tony to take out his garbage. Wasn't that what Frank heard on the recorder? I saw your comment earlier, Tim. I'm sorry. Yes, that was between Joe Lombardo and Tony Spilatro. and Joe said to him, "You got to take out your dirty laundry," and
Yes.
that was
That was
Alan B. Adam, get the soap. Yeah, I got a Francis Brady instead. I know, Frank. My mom's listening. Yes. You went and shot me in my pinky toe. Remember that in Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
Go on, quick. Go on, quick. Shoot me in my pinky toe.
Oh, you're going to use
Boom!
garbage cans. You're going to hit me.
Oh my God. That was funny. I like Della in the movie Heat with Burt Reynolds. All right. Here's a reminder. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, she worked at a place where she said, or Burt Reynolds said, they tear the phone books. The waitresses tear the phone books in half.
Wow.
I forget the name of that casino.
Huh.
Was it
Do you know what did happen? Burt Reynolds did a nude photo where he's laying on.
First in Playgirl.
Was the first in Playgirl? Is that what it was?
It was the first nude male in Playgirl.
In Playgirl. Okay, so that kind of hurt his career. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it kind of hurt his career. People that got a little. He actually says that he thought it was a mistake and that he would have gone further with his career. So
he drank a lot.
Oh, Burt Reynolds did?
Yeah, he actually lived in Jupiter when I lived in Palm Beach.
Okay. So I guess he did. Anyway, in the back of Wayne's Trick Shop in Hammond, Indiana, there was an adult novelty room. And there was a picture of Burt Reynolds. There's a big picture of him blown up naked. And over his crotch, there was a leaf. And if you lifted the leaf up, it activated a switch, and a horn, an air siren would go off, and everybody in the store would know somebody was in there lifting up the leaf. And I remember I was a kid, and I kept saying, everybody laughs when that alarm goes off. What's that all about? You know, I'm like, why is everybody laughing? Because I went in the adult room because I was a kid. And then they sent me in there to go look. Oh God, what is Red down? What the hell? Are you serious? You bought those? Holy shit. Unbelievable. Red. Oh,
you wanted me to be a Ruben Sturman, king of porn, so.
Dude, my God, that is hilarious. Red Wemette, the smut king of Chicago.
There.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny, Red. Jesus. Sean Pender, remember? No. Chuck's House of Magic had the poster of Burt with the horn too? No.
Yes.
If he did, he copied Wayne Shumway. Because there ain't no way that's too coincidental. I did not know that they had that at Chuck's House of Magic. But again, I never hung out in the adult room. So it was, it's novelties for bachelor parties, that kind of thing, Anyways, doesn't look that bad, Red. Doesn't look that bad. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Jesus, that's too funny. Burt Reynolds was a life support system for a dick. Look at Red. Jesus, man. You're killing me, Red. Oh, Russ Jackson couldn't tell the difference. Couldn't tell with or without. Couldn't tell. Unbelievable, this guy. Albert Tocco wore those glasses when the FBI was filming him. Don Cheech, that's hilarious. I could see that happening too. I totally could see that happening.
The first guy I ever saw wear those were Ruben Sturman.
Really?
Yeah, when he was coming out of in L.A., he was coming out, and he was wearing them, and they said he wore a novel disguise. That's what the reporter said at the time.
All right, Thomas Ruin. Why do two nuns walk together? So no nun gets none. So no nun gets none. Oh my gosh! So no nun gets none. That's funny. The truth. Adam Flowers, thank you. You're welcome. I don't know what I did, but you're welcome. I don't know what I did, but all right, I'll take it. It's all good. The ones with the spring eyes are funny. Remember, you see the ones with the guys? Yeah, I had a pair of those too. At least it wasn't a dick nose. Now I got the dick nose over here.
I don't wear that one.
That's me. I got the dick nose over here. I don't know where it is. But yeah, it's over here. This springs on the eyes. I forgot about those.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Fun stuff, man. So why is a 6.9 so bad? Because a period ruins everything, Alan B. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I put that one up there. So Jim Magnifici, they had those used cars, way funny. At Jim, the Kraut, they had those used cars. The Kraut at Jim. What did Jim say? Jim.
I don't know.
We're getting lost in the comments.
Bobby Bacon Donuts wants to know.
Have you guys heard anything about Anthony DiMartini lately? Yeah.
He called me on the 8th.
Okay.
After we had the storm here, he called me and asked me if I was okay. And we talked for a few moments, and he's still same location, and he's still doing his shows on Rumble, and I still go to Rumble and watch them.
Right. He's still putting them up. So be sure to go to Rumble, go check out Anthony.
He gives me a laugh every time I go.
Yeah, no, he puts up good content. I don't know why YouTube had a problem with him. I really don't. So, come on, Flowers. I'm thanking you, PG, for you for being entertaining. Oh, hey, man. All right, yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying things. We try and
I appreciate it.
We try to be entertaining and have fun. That's what it's all about. I mean, everybody, like we say, we argue opinions, we discuss facts, we always learn something new.
You can't cry in your beer if you don't have beer.
Yes, exactly. So opening a sandwich shop, over 100 flower arrangements. George, list for all the jokes. Yeah, we should cut all the jokes out and put them all together in a playlist, right? So there was an underground comic called The Adventures of Dick Nose. Really? That's a underground comic, the real thing, huh?
I'm skeptic about that one.
Are you really? I don't know. Why would the crowd lie? I mean, no reason.
Because he's got a sense of humor.
Well, he does. That's true. All right, Scott H., did you ever hear of a book called Chicago Heights about a guy from West Virginia named Charlie Hager that was an associate for the outfit? He said 2 guys killed Giancana. One was named Bob Duff.
No?
I'll tell you what, man. My wife and I, we went down the rabbit hole last week. We watched James Files interviews for a few hours. Then we watched the JFK revisited, the Oliver Stone, the second one, where he interviews all of the doctors at Park Hospital and what they saw.
Parkland Memorial.
Parkland, thank you. Parkland Memorial Hospital, and how they saw the back of the head blown off and an entry wound here, and the trach, because it was in the trach, a bullet entered here. At least it looked like an entry wound, but there was one lower in the back too, so it could have been from behind him and it exited there. Who knows? But they when they got the body to D.C., the doctors there thought it was just a trach, and then the Parkmore doctors told them, no, that was a bullet hole that we turned into a trach. No. It's so friggin' interesting. And then the magic bullet, that's the one that just bothers me. The magic bullet. It's like, the bullet doesn't do this.
Left, right.
No, bullets go straight through. That's it. Only one direction. Unless they hit something, sends them off in another direction.
Oh no! It hit Governor Conley's rib. It hit his rib, and then it shattered his femur.
And then it was just laid there on the must have came out from the pressure just popped out of there onto the
pristine, no marks.
But no marks on it. Completely clear bullet. Nothing. Come on. Oh, it's just so. Yeah. So I believe Files. Everything's checks out. Gompf. I watched the interviews, and after watching his interviews, I honestly say, I think the man isn't lying. I don't think he's lying.
I don't think he is.
I honestly don't. I mean, the shit all lines up, and I don't think he's lying. So, what did you and Tony have a favorite scotch you both liked? Luminous.
Absolute. Royal salute.
Royal salute. There you
Yes.
go. I'm sure you're cold up there in Minnesota, by the way, Luminance. I know that's where he's sitting right now. Last place in the world I'd want to sit is Minnesota right now.
Oh no, last place is Antarctica.
Well, okay, that's true. It gets worse. It does get worse.
It can always get worse.
Did you watch? Now, there was a movie called Alive that came out many years ago, 20 years ago.
I remember that, yeah.
You remember that? Okay. There's another movie out on, I think it's somewhere on Prime, and it might be through one of my many subscriptions because my wife subscribes to everything. It was like, you know, I'm serious, man. Apple TV, Stars, Prime, Showtime, Max, Peacock, Hulu. I'm serious, dude. I couldn't even go around and watch all the. Yeah, just couldn't do it.
You never want out things.
Anyway, so there's a movie out about these guys from Uruguay, or I don't know what you call it. Uruguay, right?
Yes.
Uruguayans.
Yes.
Okay, so football team, meaning soccer, they take off in this plane and they crash I think it's in the Andes.
It is.
And they survived this. Happened in 73 or 70. It was in the 70s.
But they cannibalized each other.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a true story.
Yeah. And it's really crazy. So
I don't know if that's a remake, if it's the original one, but I saw the original one years ago and I said, nah, this has got to be a joke. And I looked it up and it was true.
Oh, it's brand new. This movie just came out.
Another remake.
Really good. I mean, they survived an avalanche. So many. And then again, so many died too. You know, but they two guys hiked out of there and made it back.
Well, they hiked out several times, and then finally they made it. They made the last hike, and they made it to really warm places where there was grass instead of.
Oh God, man, I couldn't imagine that. Just going, this is what we. Yeah. Alive was a disturbing movie, scary because it was true. Alan B. Yeah, it's true. And you get put in a situation like that. What are you going to do, man? Hunger makes people do crazy shit.
I was kind of disturbed more than anything about that is when they were talking about it. And the one guy said, when I die, don't let my body go to waste.
Yeah. You have my permission to use me. Yeah, that's use. That's what they kept saying. Use me, not eat me. They were like, you could use my body. Oh man, I'm telling you, that's just crazy.
I got the ankles.
Oh my God! I got dibs on the ankles. Listen to this guy. I got dibs on the ankles.
They're tender.
Oh, Jesus, stop it!
I talked to this guy from Africa one time.
Okay, here we go.
Ganji was his name.
Uh-huh.
And evidently where he lived there were cannibals when he grew up. And he said, I asked him, he said, oh yeah, I've eaten people. And he said, they're really kind of good. And he said, but the most tender part are the ankles.
Oh God, stop it, Red. Stop it. Yeah, I'll tell you a true story. Two cannibals are sitting there eating soup. And the one's cannibal's like, I hate my brother-in-law. And the other one said, just eat the noodles. Hey, if a cannibal eats a clown, do you think it tastes funny?
Oh, wow.
Two cannibals are out there in the woods, and the one goes and takes a crap. He comes back. He's like, I just dumped my girlfriend.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
back to the way things were.
Oh, the Donner dinner party, the Donner party, the Donner party dinner party. Yeah, they were the ones crossing in Utah, was it? The Donner party?
Yeah, Donner Pass. Donner Pass.
Right?
That was Oregon. That was in Oregon.
Was it Oregon? Okay, it was in Oregon. I knew it was somewhere on the upper west, northwest. There's a story about the German family getting lost in Death Valley. I was just reading about that. The German family, to Google it, German family Death Valley, and go read up on that one. That's kind of crazy. What kind of shampoo do cannibals use? Head and Shoulders. Oh, man, that's just how do cannibals date? Bet they skipped dinner. Oh my God, Mr. Eddie Jimenez. I'm sitting here having dinner. This convo is making it hard to swallow. Why are you listening to us while you're eating? That's what I want to know, Mr. Eddie. Why? Why would you put us on while you're eating? You know this is going to go off.
Multitask.
This is going to go off of freaking rails. I mean, that's what happens.
The Goner family. Goner
family. Yeah, exactly.
Ron, you're right.
Brian Glade. So, guys, is Frank Jr. out there in Vegas? I think he's doing some talks at the museum. Coffee with Calabrese.
Hey, after you pay your $18, you can go in, pay another fee, and then pay $25, and you can talk to him.
Yeah, well. Tommy Bridges, do you think
tune in and talk with us?
Do you think Roselli and Nicoletti were bumped off because of JFK? I wonder why Files was spared.
Yes. And he wasn't spared because the two police officers that shot him and shot at him in the gunfight,
yes,
that he was arrested for, that he said attempted or murder on both police officers, and neither one of them were killed, but attempted murder on two police officers. One of them was a CIA operative, and that's a fact. So they didn't know what to do with him after a big crowd got there. So I don't know why he wasn't killed in prison.
Files?
Yeah.
Oh, you think they might have Epsteined his ass, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's
but he survived. God bless him. He made it all this way, and I do believe his story. I did years ago.
He said they tried to kill him, but he went to jail for 27 years, and they figured nobody would believe him.
I believe that too, because that's their favorite scapegoat. Once somebody they make you out a nut, the lone nut theory.
Right. Yeah. But he claims he took that shot, that he had the kill shot.
Now the only problem I had with that whole story years ago was how come he wasn't indicted for that? And then I found out from Jim West, an FBI agent. He told me that when I spoke to him, actually, he's the guy that went in and filmed him in prison. But he told me that they got a letter from the state of Texas. The governor gave him immunity from the state. And at that time, there were no federal charges. I think we went down this rabbit hole. There were no federal charges for murder, period. That came later after 1963.
James Files could have been Dorfman. Exactly. Yeah.
Easily could have been.
Yes. Oh, after how Eve treated Adam, he probably wished there were spare ribs back then. Oh, spare ribs. That's hilarious. Oh, my God. Because he was one of his ribs. If he have some spare ones, he could have ate. Oh, God. That's funny, Ron. I like that. First thing to
here he says it.
Yeah.
Correct. He was exonerated and got immunity. And he was a great asset to the CIA for years to come. I don't know about that part.
No?
I don't think you'd be talking to them guys.
Let's see. Do you work for the CIA for another 25 years or longer? I believe he went to jail in the late 80s.
No. It was before then.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Pretty damned interesting. Anyway, that's what we watched was the JFK stuff. You know, I still need to watch the one that has what's his face? My God, am I forgetting names? Really? Kevin Costner. The one with Kevin Costner in. I haven't watched that. I didn't. That's the only one that we didn't watch. We watched the other Oliver Stone follow-up, but I got to watch that first.
I love that movie.
Really? Is that good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what we'll watch next.
And Jim Garrison went on to be a judge after that. And
really?
Kevin actually plays him in the movie as the prosecutor in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
Goes on to be a judge after that.
Wow. Huh.
But it shows how the judge throughout that said, no, this is not inadmissible. That's inadmissible. Everybody has to leave the courtroom while this witness testifies. The jury too. All that's true. Every bit of it.
All right, Gomp. I really think it wasn't the outfit that killed Sam Giancana, Johnny Roselli, Charles Nicoletti, and tried to kill Files.
I agree with you, Goff.
Really? You think that those were government hits, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Really? I've never heard that before. Never heard this theory.
You were drinking too much. I said it.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I mean, do you really think you said it, or do you think I was drinking too much? One of the two.
No, I told you before.
Okay, so maybe it was the I don't know, maybe it was.
I don't believe they were agents. I believe they were operatives.
Gotcha.
Assets.
Oh, hey, Brian Glade wants to know, what do you think about the JFK and Lincoln coincidences? Do you know about these?
Yes, I do, and I thought they were very on point.
Okay, here we're gonna bring somebody into the conversation here about this, because this is something that this guy knows damn near everything. Well, he's 88 years old, so I look out for my buddy and help him however I can. Hello, Jack. We're on air right now. We're live.
Oh, I thought you were finished by now.
No. We're on Red's channel and we're talking. And somebody just brought up, what do you think about the coincidences between JFK and Lincoln? So let's hear them, Jack. What are the coincidences?
Oh, my God, a lot of them. Abraham Lincoln was shot in the Ford Theater in Washington, D.C. John F. Kennedy was shot in a Lincoln car built by Ford. Both of them were succeeded by a vice president named Johnson, Andrew Johnson and Lyndon Johnson. Both of them have 13 letters in their names. Both of them were Southerners. John Kennedy had a female secretary. Her last name was Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln had a male secretary. His last name was Kennedy.
That's nuts.
What?
Go, keep going. That's crazy.
I love it, Jack. I love it.
And one of them said, Adam Flowers is a tower of bullshit.
That's what it is.
This is what I get. I bring my friend onto the show, and this is what I get. Really?
But there's Jackie Bouvier Kennedy, and then Mary Todd Lincoln, same number of letters. There's another coincidence I'm trying to bring to memory right now, but Abraham Lincoln was the best humorist of all the presidents. One day I was on the steps of the inauguration building before the White House, and it was next to the Liberty Bell in Pennsylvania. That was the national.
Well, folks, we lost Jack. That's okay. We lost Adam with him.
Sorry.
What happened?
The reporters were talking to Mr. Abraham Lincoln as he was walking into the inauguration building. He said, "Mr. President, just how tall are you?" He says, "I'm tall enough to reach the floor." Abraham Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln's mother was Nancy Hanks, from Kentucky, and Abraham Lincoln's father was Tom Lincoln. So the actor today, who's a third grandson, named himself Tom Hanks, the movie actor.
That's a neat coincidence. And then, who did you meet while you were pushing the Civil War veteran around in the wheelchair?
Oh, a man about 63 to 65 came up to me. My grandmother was the national president of that convention, so I had access to the last 6 Civil War veterans. I got to know them all very, very well. And I used to push Charles Chappell around the block in his wheelchair around the hotel in the Morrison Hotel in Chicago. I used to push him around the block for fresh air. And one
The
day,
Marston.
what?
Not many people even know it existed.
Oh,
The convention.
yeah. No, it was about 65,000 women were a member of this organization. It was very red, white, and blue. To be a member back then, in my grandmother's day, you had to have an immediate relative in the Civil War in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And
The D.A.R., Daughters of the American Revolution. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
This man came up to me. I now guess I can still see him in my mind. 63 to 65, maybe 66. He held out his hand to me. He said, "Son, shake my hand." So, okay, yeah, I reached out and I shook his hand. He says, "You'll always remember this. My name is Robert Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's grandson."
Wow.
Jack shook hands with Abraham Lincoln's grandson. And for those of you that are asking in the comments, Jack is 88. He's almost 89. And yes, he is sharp as a tack.
Well, the Kennedy and John Kennedy was shot in the back of the head by Lee Harvey Oswald, a man who used 3 names, Lee Harvey and Oswald. Abraham Lincoln was shot in the back of the head by John Wilkes Booth.
3 names.
Three names again.
Yeah.
You know, there's too many coincidences. I think it's got to be by some kind of divine direction. I don't know.
That's pretty amazing, Jack.
Yeah,
the whole
it is.
thing's pretty amazing.
But I can still see this man, Robert Todd Lincoln, when he said, "My name is Robert Todd Lincoln." He smiled at me. He said, "Yes, my grandfather was Abraham Lincoln."
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll never forget it. I was probably 13 or 14 years old at the time.
Wow.
My grandmother took me every year to the National Convention of the DUV, the Daughters of the Union Veterans. And as I said, there was about 65,000 of them. And the President of the United States at the time, at their convention, which was 4 days in different cities, Indianapolis, Grand Rapids, Los Angeles, the President of the United States always sent the United States Marine Band to play their conventions and their dances for the 4 days. And I got to know the band leader quite well, Major Sandelman, who retired as a colonel. But he knew that my grandmother was national president of that organization, so I had access to everything. I got in at all the dances, all the convention things, and I didn't flaunt it, but I knew I could get by saying, "Oh, my grandmother is Olive Langham, the president. Oh, well, come right in," kind of thing. Yeah, I used it. I did the same thing at Hayden Planetarium in New York when I was there, going to mortuary college, studying to be an undertaker. I wanted to go to Hayden Planetarium because they just opened the new observation deck with a big telescope on the roof of Hayden Planetarium. So the cars were parked every meter per blocks. And so I thought, well, I'll try something. I took out my business card, which said Jack Hayden, and gave my address and phone number. I drove up to the guard, and he said, "You can't park here, sir, unless you have a sticker." And I handed him my card. I said, "My name is Jack Hayden." "Oh, Mr. Hayden, go right in."
The Hayden Planetarium, my God. Are you doing good, Jack?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
there's one more quickie
sure.
that I'll never forget. I'm in New York working in a funeral home after I got out of the Air Force because I needed to make a living. And General Douglas MacArthur died at that time, and they laid him out in the War Memorial Building on Lexington Avenue, and thousands lined the streets to pass by his casket. Well, before that was open, before that funeral was open to the public, they were embalming him in one of the big rooms in the War Memorial. So I went up to the Marine Guards, and they each had a rifle. They both stepped in front of the double door, said, "Sir, you can't go in here. This is very private." And I took out my mortician's license. I said, "Oh, I'm an undertaker." "Oh, go right in, sir."
Nice.
Thank you, Jack, for coming on the show. I want to thank you.
I got to view Douglas MacArthur's body.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I'll call later. I thought your program was over by now, but I'll call you later, Adam.
All right. Talk to you later, Jack.
Bye.
Got to take care of the old guy. You know what I mean?
Jack is with it today.
Gotta help the old guys, and he's completely with it. I just we're trying to get him into a veterans home, which reminds me I need to call the doctor's office and see if we get his physical papers to get him in there. But we're trying to get him a veterans home. He's not in a good situation right now, and it's sad. And I'm doing everything I can to help him. So,
Well,
God bless him. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that.
Did we lose everybody?
No, everybody's still here. They didn't go away. They found that fascinating. I mean, the JFK Lincoln coincidences are really quite bizarre. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the first time Jack told me those, I was like, "You're kidding me!" Like, that's just creepy as hell.
They taught us that in high school.
Did they really?
Yeah.
See, we didn't learn that in our curriculum.
Well, in my freshman year, Kennedy was killed, and they sent us home.
Freshman year, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got home. They said Kennedy was shot. I get home, and it's all over the TV set. Every channel, 2, 5, 7, and 9 in Chicago. Every TV channel had it on and live constantly, day and night.
Wow. That's just crazy.
But they didn't announce he was killed until later.
Hey, what do you mean look up Roderick McKenzie III? I went to school with a Roderick McKenzie. That's not a joke. I really did. I went to school with Roderick McKenzie. Rod, we called him for short. So, Google Roderick McKenzie III. What is there coincidences? What's going on? The third. I. Men that don't fit in. An interview with Roderick McKenzie, the author. The Men That Don't Fit In. He wrote a book, The Men That Don't Fit In. Roderick, it's about JFK. It's about JFK.
Yes.
This is what it is. Okay, I'll have to read up on that. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Who was it that put that up? Roderick McKenzie III. Tim Baroni did. Okay. Thank you so much, Tim. Cool. We'll have to look at that. Lucky to have been able to talk with the veterans of the Civil War. The World War II vets are disappearing fast. Talk with one if you can. Yeah. No, the fact that Jack knew the remaining, was it the last 6 that were alive? I mean, that's...
Well, Jack was in World War II.
Korea. He was in Korea. Yeah, he was just on the tail of the Korean War. 52 to 56, he was in the Tops and Blues as an entertainer in the Air Force. So he had to eat to get in the Air Force. You ready for this? Jack was so lanky and skinny that he weighed 99 pounds or 98 pounds. And the doctor said to him, "Come back tomorrow morning, weigh yourself again. But before you come here, eat 4 pounds of bananas." And that's what Jack did. He sat there and ate the bananas, and then he got on the scale and he weighed enough to get put in. So
He was monkeying around.
because of the bananas. I get it. Red tried to make a funny. Well, he did make a funny.
I'm not as sad as Adam.
Frank Ferraro, I was in 7th grade, I believe, when he got wasted.
Wow.
JFK, yeah. Scott H was 7 when JFK was killed. They sent me home from school early. My mom was crying. That's all I remember from that. Wow. The whole nation was in tears, man. People were really worked up. They loved that guy.
Well, I thought he was just shot. And then we heard later on the news that he was dead. It
Yeah.
took a half hour, 45 minutes before they announced it.
Yeah, nobody got to see the footage. What do they call that footage? They call it the guy who took it.
It's a Bruder film.
That's it. Thank you. Yes.
That's locked away in the Time Life vault
Is it?
magazine. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty wild stuff. Most tragic thing that I can remember when I was a kid was the Challenger shuttle going up.
That was a disaster, too.
You watched it live. You were
I
standing
watched
and
that
watching
live.
it happen. Jesus, man. I saw it on TV live.
I looked up there and said, was that supposed to happen? And somebody said, no. And then they announced it over loudspeakers. They told us to leave.
Wow.
But there were actually people in where I was standing that were friends of astronauts. And there was a science officer, a female, a
Yeah.
lady. And she was up there, and she her family was there, and she was gone. That was it. Everybody was gone.
Wow. Yeah, how horrific, man. How horrific.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, Red, it's been fun talking again, but
Thank you. Thank you.
every good thing must come to an end. And next Wednesday, we're going to be back. And I'll be here on Red's channel. We'll be over on Mob Vlog as well. But hope that you guys all have a blessed week.
God bless you.
All righty, then. See you next week, Red.
The combination of the videotapes and Wemette's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on extortion charges. One of them was Frank Schweiz, known in syndicate circles as the German, a feared mob terrorist and a suspect in a number of gangland murders.
He was described to me by other outfit individuals as the most feared hitman. And as he said to me, my reputation precedes me, son.